You know what? Fuck this. Fuck that. Fuck these. Fuck everything. Okay. Good evening, good afternoon. Wherever you find yourself in this weird, wild, wacky world of ours, welcome to the exciting installment of Darkness in Dublin. This evening's scene is going to take place in the Kai Yung Sunway Daizong Meditative Gardens. See, the key is not tripping over your words when you say it. This is an area just outside the city centre of Dublin that has been set aside as a meditative space, a place of quiet tranquility amid the city's oft-times chaos. The cultural centre itself is located at the centre of a sprawling garden that encompasses approximately 5 acres of prime real estate, featuring many water features, pagodas, and other destinations where individuals can simply enjoy the sunshine or have a picnic, perhaps. Many people seek solace and comfort here. Many people seek my foot up torn his ass if he doesn't shut the fuck up. Many people seek the quiet innermost calm that can only come from tranquility. Tranquility being the birth of all things. So, question: who is coming as a group? Because I'm pretty sure Morgan, Callie will come as a group. I'm pretty sure that Bob will only venture into this place, perhaps with Eliza, because you know what? Yes, so we'll do this in bite-sized chunklets. So in that case, Eliza, or not Eliza, in that case, Morgan and Callie can go first.
Okay. Callie walks in, confused, looks at Morgan with just the expression of, "Why did you bring me here?"
Morgan looks back with the expression of, "Why the fuck?" She just looks around. She looks around at length. She takes in the scenery. Wait for it. Botanical bullshit. And she goes, "This isn't what I pictured when it said garden."
You said we were going to get food. You lied.
What? I didn't lie. There's got to be food here. Right. Morgan proceeds to very, very cautiously pat down her pockets. There must be snacks. Please God, there be snacks.
Lottie always has snacks.
You will smell the aroma of very good. Okay, there are 3 levels I have found in my long existence. There is street, which is either good or bad. There is standard takeaway, and there is gourmet. You will smell wafting from the large cultural center gourmet levels of Asian food smell.
Point! There is totally food here.
Push. Keeps walking. So she gets a head start, essentially.
There's so much edamame that she has yet to eat today.
All right, so next we will have the trio. That is Kevin, Eliza, and Lottie join us.
Eliza has rung up Lottie. Is like, hey, you want to get some food?
Always down for food.
All right. So this was coincidentally the nearest place to get food because otherwise there's no reason in fresh hell that Kevin would be here. So she's like, well, okay. First dish, my treat. We're gonna eat. I'm hungry. I need it. He needs it. You don't need it, but I'm gonna give it to you anyway.
Lottie's never really met Kevin before. Shakes hand. Hello.
I remember you.
Cool. I don't remember your name.
That's fine.
Lottie.
Kevin.
Sweet. So food.
Yes.
Yes.
The whole sauce run over to the restaurant.
Stop and pull up his shoe and pick something out of the sole of it and flick that outside the cultural center.
Okay.
All right. Next, we shall have Rory.
Rory is likely just sitting already in the cultural center in the gardens. just quietly thinking. His left sleeve pinned up. On the plus side, he finally has managed to get the sound of one hand clapping.
Wonderful. It's all about small steps. And we shall, last but certainly not least, have our new member join us.
My character is probably going to be looking for a quiet place to drink some tea, and he stumbled upon this place and decided it would be a good idea to go in.
Okay. As you guys enter the large, spacious cultural center, it's a 3-story building that has been set out. The bottom floor is a series of open colonnaded, what we will call a fresh air zone. So basically, there are actually no walls. There are just columns that hold up the supporting structure of the taller buildings. And here's where a number of people are sitting at low tables, eating and drinking. The smell of food is intoxicating.
Excellent.
Drool. Wipes mouth at sleeve. So, food.
Food.
Kevin, food.
Slightly awkward.
Yeah.
You can feel the intensity in the air.
Wait. Is this, let her look around, is this like an open buffet? Is there a fee? Is this for a party we're crashing? I'm down for all 3.
Callie advances. She does not care. She does not care. Even pulling Morgan along with her. Like, there is food. I am advancing.
Ooh, Callie. Callie. Maybe we should not be in her way.
Callie and Morgan, they march, burdened by glorious purpose.
Food.
Yes.
You will notice the fact that there are no patrons currently seated within the cultural center. It's only you guys.
Fools.
Wait. Common sense is tingling. Also curiosity. Why is there no one here?
You will see a large circular table very low to the ground that has kyushu chairs, which are small chairs that are kept low to the ground. So it's basically just a small area for you to put your back on, and two areas to place your hands down on either side. And there's a table set with 8 spaces.
Liza's going to look towards Lottie and say, because some sort of bullshit events has gathered us here today for food, apparently.
This is just like him.
My character's going to walk up to the buffet table and pour some tea.
There is already a buffet table. There is a central circular table that has a lot of food placed on it. There are indeed a number of teapots that all have beautiful Asian designs on them. One of them appears to have a dragon. One of them appears to have a crane. And one of them appears to have a praying mantis.
I'll grab the one with the crane.
You will see that there are people in the room. They will step out from behind the pillars. They were all standing circuitously outside.
Interesting. Well, I'm just going to grab my tea and go and sit down somewhere.
Eliza's gonna go get food on this large circular table.
Eliza, there is delicious duck. It appears to be calling your name.
Oh, there's some pretty duck. It's now mine. Mine! They say like, hi, check to Morgan, who she's seen once, and like, hey, you here for food too?
What a silly question, as there are places at this table, and Morgan questions many things when she is not hungry. But she is currently hungry and all out of snackies, which means that she is perched at this nicely, tidily set table. Perhaps not quite properly, because I mean this is not her fucking culture. So she's probably sat like cross-legged, as opposed to like, kneeling properly on the cushions. But yeah, she is there. She has a plate. This is going down. And there is a nod in Eliza's direction.
Cool. As she starts eating the duck.
And there are three
Callie,
teapots, I will specify the mantis.
Callie, you will even notice next to, you don't know why, Callie, but you like this place where you found to sit. Nice.
Yeah.
Give you a nice view of the garden.
Mm.
You even notice as you look down at the table, wait, no. That decanter, it's a clear crystal decanter. It has a golden liquid in it.
Mm.
Like clear golden?
A clear golden liquid.
Is it thick or more flowing?
It's relatively flowing. Well, you have to pick it up to figure that out.
Nudges Morgan. Middies.
Blink.
Points.
Back.
Ooh.
What happened? What I miss?
Shenanigans.
Is there a
No,
pot
I mean,
in all this place?
So
Do
what's
you
going on?
pick up the decanter, Callie?
Yes. Yes, I do.
there's one.
Callie, that is some fine ass mead in that decanter.
She turns and looks at Morgan. Look what I found. Jingle, jingle.
Wait, Evan.
Sharing is caring.
Mhm.
Evan,
Yes.
is this the cultural center that Eladi's new friend told her about?
He never told her about it or where it was. He just said he owned one.
Okay. Looks around, sighs.
I am 1,000 times grateful by the 1,000 fortunes, and that you have all found something you enjoy.
Savage! Hello again.
Good afternoon, Miss
Strange.
Watson. It is a pleasure to see you again.
It is. Is this your cultural center?
In theory, it is my nation's cultural center.
Uh-huh. Meet my friends. And co. I don't know, like one or two of them.
The figure who is pictured here, who walked in from the garden, he is dressed nearly exactly as shown here, will offer a deep, respectful bow to the group. Keep holding the bow for a count of 5 seconds before he will rise himself. Welcome, honored guests. I am pleased that you have found succor at my table.
Hey. This food is great. I
I'm
needed
pleased
this.
to like it. I have often found that food has a great healing effect on the soul. Would you not agree?
Yeah. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Nom, 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 nom.
Where are my terrible manners? My name is Trepitaka. It is a pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Oh, shit. No. I'm Eliza.
If anyone wishes to make the intellect academics roll on his name, you can.
Sure.
Or if you've got, it's either intellect academics or intellect theology if you've got it as a skill.
I don't have any fancy pants knowledges.
You do have 5 dots of lore, though, in a very specific lore.
I do. I don't think it applies.
It really doesn't.
And
5 successes.
sadly, I was away during Bloomsday. Wait till next year if he's still alive.
Which could we roll? Academics?
You can roll either, you can roll academics, in which case the difficulty is 7, or you can roll lore theology, in which case the difficulty is 6.
At 3 successes with sharp mind, specialty in intelligence.
Cool. That'll apply.
2 successes.
Okay. How did you
I'm gonna give it a threshold of 2 successes.
Oh, Morgan, look at that.
Was there a botch?
I
3.
rolled all ones.
Oh,
It happened again.
I don't even know what's going on.
his name is, because this is how I described it when Lottie botched trying to recognize his name. It's clearly the name of an anime character. He's clearly a weeb.
You know
He's a
what?
weeb.
I feel like with this conclusion, Morgan has been kind of nodding politely along, shrugs, continues eating.
My character's going to have a deep chuckle at the events that he's witnessing.
Well, I will deal with that in just a moment. So do people succeed? For those of you who get 2 or more successes, Tripitaka are 2 things. 1, Tripitaka are a series of scrolls that were written by the Buddha himself in order to redeem mankind. And 2, Tripitaka was also the name of the hero in the anthologist saga Journey to the West.
Takes a sip of the mead.
You find something amusing, friend?
No, it's just your name.
No. He's looking at the person who was laughing at him.
Who laughing?
Well, you see, I find it just I find it interesting in this whole reaction of these people just and trying to talk with their mouth full. It's interesting. You'd think you'd find more culture in a cultural center.
Morgan proceeds to share some culture, aka offer the new guy a very clear view of her middle finger. As she has not talked with her mouth full. She has had it full the whole time, but not said a word.
Yeah, Callie looks over as well and kind of just, gives the summary glare of their ruined face. Like,
Kevin will just look at Tripitaka. There's a moment of eye contact. And then he's going to look away. Just going to look off. What a great bush over there, man. That is fine yet rustic horticulture.
No, Tripitaka will bow, and he will say to the man, I'm sorry that my choice of dinner guests has offended you in some way. I must take full responsibility for this as their host.
Oh no, please don't. It's not necessarily, I'm not irritated or anything. It was just amusing. I don't often see public relations that much. I'm not often in public. This is a bit an oddity.
I'm sorry, who are you again?
I will refrain from my name for right now, but I will pleasure in giving you a nice handshake. And I'll extend out my hand.
Chapstick.
That is the worst introduction I've ever seen.
So you won't give me your name.
Slams her.
I'm sorry. I've been recently warned not to give it to strangers as of now. If you'll excuse me, I'm sorry. But maybe once I gauge your background, then maybe I will introduce myself a little more.
There will be a slow lean in the nice new guy's direction. Morgan will take a moment to swallow and clear her mouth and say, make one the fuck up.
Alrighty then. I guess I say my name is Dean for right now.
Pleasure to meet you, asshat.
Pleasure to meet you too, friend.
Thumbs up.
So, Dean, what exactly is it that you do here? Are you just one of the random guests here?
Like you all, he was simply drawn here by the random decisions and manifestations of fate. I merely decided that it would be wise to present you with something to eat.
And I thank you for your generousness.
He will offer a deep bow to Lottie when she thanks him.
I simply came here for a
peaceful. So polite to us, Tripitaka.
Interesting. Buddha taught us that a placid pond is calm until one throws a stone into it. So you seek serenity, but opt to lead with discord.
I am but a paradox. It happens.
Morgan chokes slightly. She seems to be amused.
This is what we call a Buddhist slapdown. The figure will walk towards the table where he will sink into the lotus position on one of the cushions. He will look at Morgan and he will say, my mother sends her greetings to yours and to your father, he will say, looking at Rory.
Huh.
Oh, hey, Rory. I didn't see you there. How have you been?
Good.
Hmm.
My sorry. That's kind of spacey right now. In trouble. Please give your mother my thanks, and I will pass along her wishes to my father, and I'm sure he sends along his best to her.
I am pleased to hear this.
Rory looks back to Lottie. He's like, I'm doing good. I'm just getting my affairs in order.
Are you... Well... It's interesting to see you again. I feel like you'll definitely be in need in the next coming days.
I'll definitely be what in the next few days?
Of need in the next couple of days. Well, months. Haven't you heard? All of Dublin's in a hubbub.
I haven't heard much.
You will.
I might not be around in a few months.
None of us might be either.
No, I mean I'm facing a death sentence.
Yeah, and we're facing the apocalypse. It's a good day to be us. Thumbs up.
She'll nod and looking at Morgan, be like, that's what that exactly. Points to Morgan in agreement while she's chewing aggressively. Like, Swallows.
So what's the apocalypse this time?
Oh, Antichrist. Definitely Antichrist apocalypse.
Antichrist 2.0 Faust style.
Oh, she gave birth already?
Not yet.
Yeah, I was gonna try to deal with yeah, well, I'm sure it'll work itself out.
We all
snort.
Well, we faced a lot of apocalypses here in Dublin. They usually pass.
I'm gonna turn my head and question the phrase apocalypse that's been brought up so many times.
And how are you going to question it?
No, like I'm just turning my head as if in question.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like it'll all work itself out.
If you say so, Rory. I mean, we really don't have much of a choice but to try, right, guys?
Well, listen, if it doesn't work itself out, we won't be around. And so we'll try. It'll work out somehow. People may die. People may not.
Your speeches of passion really stir within my soul, Rory.
I'm trying to adopt a new philosophy.
Either we deal with it or we don't. That's really the only end to it.
Yeah, pretty much. But things tend to work out. People catastrophize all sorts of things.
Ironic part is this all starts because we tried to stop the last one.
Yeah, but we'll stop this one and it'll pop up again in a few months or a few years. The what's it called guys do their thing and try to have the universe eaten or whatever it is they want. And demons corrupt and I don't know. It's a nice place. I'd like to keep the world around, but I'm not too worried about it.
Jesus, you're making me want to sing a mariachi song right now. Excuse me while I go cry in a corner.
Well, you think it's going to end? Why cry?
Because what you're putting up is basically the fact that it's just going to happen over and over again, and the idea of hoping it'll stop is kind of abysmal. I know what you're trying to do. It's just not really working out so well. So just listen to a wrist cutter over here. Thank you.
Oh, I'm sorry to offend you.
Not really offending. Just sad.
I could sing you a song.
No songs. No songs. No.
I know happy songs.
No. Let's. Hey. Have some food. Shoves food near him. Have some food instead.
I'm not eating much these days. Although the table looks excellent.
Thank you.
So what exactly is this I'm hearing about death, demons, and the apocalypse? It seems a bit odd for common talk.
It's
It would be odder. Somebody seemed to be like swimming in Infernalist or kind of waves a hand around.
well, there's a big demon in town. He hangs out in Dublin. I don't know why.
There are
So
a couple of them in town, apparently.
You're saying that demons exist, yes.
Blank.
I mean, you've got to
One-eyed
be some
boy.
kind of special snowflake if you're here. So, yeah.
Needless to remind you guys, I'm not sure if Evan did say, I did just awaken today.
So yeah, but we don't
that's
know.
fair.
Yeah, we don't know that. So.
Yeah, y'all don't know this. Okay, so
Yeah. No, that's why she's calling him, that's why she's saying he's got to be some kind of special snowflake if he's here.
okay.
So
Well,
yes.
I'm not sure what to say about that comment, but I guess I could say somewhat of oddities have happened to me as of late.
Well, demons and angels and aliens and fairies and werewolves and vampires and Stranger Things and like cyborgs and things are all real.
Interesting.
And there's
Plays
giant
the
government
Stranger Things theme
conspiracies.
song on her phone.
I
As
guess
the
this week
realization-
just keeps on giving me some more surprises.
As the realization
This will be a
dawns
whole lot of fun.
that Mage 101 has not yet happened for this poor motherfucker. A
Yep,
finger
pretty much.
slowly raises up and touches to the end of her nose. And she keeps eating. Because she is not
Morgan.
it.
Morgan, what? What? Morgan.
Not it.
Got it?
We are all on a giant television show.
Or what? Leans over.
Nothing. No, never mind that. Never mind.
What did Kevin say?
I mean, we're not doing a lot of talking over here in Team Pagan plus Kevin. We're doing a lot of eating the spicy food.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
Smells wonderful.
Okay, I guess Team Pagan's gonna leave me cold in the dust.
On a side note, hey Bob,
Yes.
at the center of the table, there was a pot, a cast iron pot, that no one has as yet eaten from. It possesses the hottest of the hot pots.
Good. That's how we're doing today.
Oh, it's on like Donkey Kong.
Yep.
You don't know how on it is.
All right, guys, as you ladle this into your bowls, you will hear a hiss as the liquid touches the porcelain of the bowls.
Oh.
Oh my god, they serve liquid death. Yes.
I finally get to use this picture.
Hey, Lottie,
Mm-hmm.
have you seen Sketch Around recently?
City.
He's gone. He's out of Dublin.
He's not dead.
Sure fucking hope not.
Oh, thank God. Okay.
Oh, gone. Kevin is smiling.
Kevin knows how to smile?
Oh, God.
Kevin has hot pot.
Is Kevin happy?
All right.
Does Kevin know the
So,
feeling?
okay, guys, who is eating the hot pot of death?
Yeah.
I have to. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
If someone will bring it
Can
near
you
her,
guys
she
please
will.
make me a stamina roll, difficulty 8?
Fucking, if you look interested, Morgan will straight ladle some into your bowl for you. Because
Sweet.
how could you not want to share in the liquid death?
She has curiosity, of course. She'll be like, "What this? What this?"
Yeah, good.
Practically acid. Eat up, pet pet.
Boom!
I failed.
2 successes.
Okay, hang on.
Not botch, just a straight. Not a botch, straight fail though.
Poor Callie.
It's fine. That's why I've just gift ready.
So we have 2 successes for one person, Mother, Kevin, and Morgan. A fail, and Mother, Morgan, and Kevin on.
Let's take a look
I got
here.
2.
Kevin is on 3 successes.
Okay. Callie, I'm going to ask Torna a question. Torna, have you ever eaten ghost peppers?
Oh god.
Ghost peppers.
Imagine what happens if you take a ghost pepper and magically enhance it.
Like I said, this gift is appropriate.
No. That gift would be if you succeeded.
Is this like pure capsaicin, basically?
Almost.
Because ghost peppers are like 20% capsaicin.
Eventually, the endorphin rush will be worth it.
So I'm not going to say steam metaphorically or indeed literally comes out of her ears, but Callie, the universe is currently made of pain. Oh God, get some water in your mouth. There's something in your mouth. Oh God, oh God, oh God, oh God, oh God.
Eventually, you just see the stoic figure of Callie just like touch Morgan's hand. It's like, I mean, steam is literally coming out of her scars as well.
Oh, guys.
Tell me that there's suddenly a bottle of milk on the fucking table.
Milk won't be strong enough for that stuff usually.
Yogurt.
You want butter. Also, you should wash your hands with it if you're a guy before going to the bathroom. Butter, I mean. I speak from personal experience here.
But what is the closest appropriate thing that poor Callie can put in her mouth?
Well, there's a
fucking lessen the
lovely
burning.
pond right over there.
Water doesn't help.
Water
Tell you
there.
what,
Would there be
Tea?
a cup full of sugar because the tea around?
Okay, this is all Chinese tea, sir.
You are a heretic, sir.
I said perhaps. And you never know. People are weird.
Okay, if I ever find someone who puts, sugar in their green tea, I will put them down on principle.
Well, I mean, same as I, but at the same time, people are weird, as I just stated.
But yes, essentially, Bob is just sitting there eating the peppers of infinite insanity, like Homer Simpson. Like, what is life?
Watermelon insanity pepper.
I will try as well. Eliza has lived in China for a good long time. Let's see if she can take some food.
Yeah, Morgan will grab the closest likely glass of whatever and make sure it's pulled over. She doesn't care if she has to reach rude into the table to grab something, whatever.
Nope, I failed. So it's just like,
Callie doesn't speak. She just stares in inoptible rage as pain comes across all her face. To speak is more pain, so she just stares more intensely. She's literally vibrating with pain.
Like sweating, tears, snot, everything. It's bad.
Mm-hmm. But I will not speak because God damn it, give me the fucking water.
Yep.
Eliza
Water.
will say,
Don't drink water.
Eliza, feel free to hit the ceiling.
yeah, no, Eliza will say in Cantonese, like, oh boy, this is hot.
That's what she says?
It's like, hot.
My character
Kamari's-
is gonna chuckle at this whole event taking place. He finds it
Eliza's
very
just
amusing.
scooping more into her mouth.
Oh
being
my
like,
God, you are not making any friends.
Right? Like,
I can't help it. These people are acting very amusing.
Kevin just here, enjoying his hot pot. It's a pretty good hot pot. He's had many in his lifetime. This one's definitely up to par. Unfortunately, that will touch a part of his soul that's going to wither for a second because he was just served a good hot pot by a bad man.
He's not a bad man.
A bad man.
So, what's gone on in the last month? And
Oh, well.
A lot has gone on. Eliza, just eat some starch. Eat some starch. Shove a potato in your mouth.
Because there's a potato in the middle of a Chinese food, laddie, you idiot. You know, she snarls as she's trying to
If
reach
you
for
choose-
water glasses.
She takes out a bag of potato chips.
here, Rory pushes some steam buns towards those who are suffering most evidently. Chew those slowly. It's not as good as butter or cream, but it's better than.
It's better than death.
Delicious spicy death.
About 5 minutes are going to pass so that our people who are, somewhat incapacitated may recapacitate themselves.
Capacitated. Sorry.
Kevin, you will forever remember the fact that your first really good meal in Dublin was served to you by Oolong.
Who's Kevin? Oh, sorry, which one's Kevin?
Kevin had a lot of things that have gone on today. He's willing to set this aside for the sake of a good meal.
Hey, there are many new faces here. Who is Kevin?
Wow.
Kevin literally just spoke.
It doesn't. My
I think
thing
that
doesn't.
in light of our new friend and whatever else have you, I think that doing formal introductions may well be appropriate.
Oh,
So
that's a great.
allow me to begin. He will bow deeply and he will say, "My name is Tripitaka. I am a master of the Dragon School and a member of the Dragon Wizards. A pleasure to make your acquaintance."
Mm. Stuffs face with many steam buns.
Kevin Grant of the Akashiana.
Well, alright. Eliza Hoff, member of the Society of Ether.
Morgan will pause, still sweating, still eating this shit. She can't stop. It's like spicy crack. It is the best shit. But yeah, she will nonetheless pause for a moment. She has somehow managed to show great enthusiasm without dousing herself in the stuff, which would be unfortunate. It would probably leave chemical burns. But she'll pop her head up. Oh, Morgan, Ravenna, and she glances over. Does Callie look like she's capable of speech yet?
Callie lets out a small breath. She's like, Callie Bjornsson, Ravenna.
I'm Rory. I'm with the Order of Hermes, but I'm not really a good example of them. Kind of an idiot.
If she can reach him, she will reach out and offer him a pat on the shoulder, like good man, essentially.
Yeah.
Explains why I like you the best so far.
I'm currently facing. Hold on. He actually like. Oh, he has only one arm. I should note. So. Although he's amazingly good looking. And has.
Bandit Party is not in any fucking position to judge disfigurements, right, Meow?
Yep. Oh, what does she have?
She's got an eye patch.
Yeah.
Callie has half of her face horrifically scarred. Like, I'm talking like App 1 scarred.
I'm currently facing. Oh, God, I can't read my writing. 15 counts of reckless endangerment. 6 charges of awakeners and 2 counts betrayal of the oath. So, yeah.
Yeah. Well, that was short-lived.
Yeah.
Shrug. Goes back to eating the liquid death.
Yeah. The last 2 were for my song. So you guys new in town?
Which you guys?
Yeah.
I guess like everyone other than Lottie and Eliza.
Yes.
Relatively.
Oh, welcome to Dublin.
It was deemed that too many incidents had happened here, and so it was the true holders of the mandate and the true rulers of China needed to monitor the situation.
Probably a good call on their part.
Kevin dies on the inside.
I'm not done.
It's well, there's lots of adventures here, so that's fun.
Oh yeah, we face like Armageddon like once every 4 months.
Oh, more often than that. I mean, as long as you count the I will destroy time itself as a Armageddon-like crisis.
Did someone say something about destroying time itself?
Yeah,
Yes.
that was a thing.
Interesting. So it seems like this group has, indeed has some of its adventures.
Well, you know, when you can reshape reality, there's all sorts of adventures to be had. Although there's all sorts of adventures to be had when you can't reshape reality either. You just don't give a fuck anymore.
Adventures.
How interesting. Very well.
I coach surfed across Russia when I was 14. That was pretty cool.
Nice.
Yeah. So, Dean, what group are you with?
I'm not exactly sure what you mean.
Oh, you're an orphan?
The
Well,
figure slowly goes back up and touches the end of her nose again.
Well
Eliza,
then,
Eliza will do
New
the
in
same.
town. Very
Eliza
new
will
in
look
town.
at Morgan and just
depending on who you are and what you're like, either there'll be a recruitment drive or it'll be, you know, a game of musical chairs as to who has to take care of you.
I understand that. I've been talking with that a lot. But besides that point, so are any of you guys from this crusade or cross? I believe I was told, or something like that.
Templars?
Hang on. Okay, I'm going to raise my hand here and I'm
Jesus.
going to say, but those of you who would like to take extreme reactions like flipping the table, please do it now.
Okay. Callie stands up very calmly. I emphasize calmly because she will turn. What?
So Kevin will lift his bowl off the table. Just hold it with him. Keep eating.
No, asshat, we ain't with fucking people that.
Could burn you.
No.
That is
Morgan
twice. That is twice now I've been called. Belong to that ilk.
Very well.
Morgan has
Who
not
says
stood.
that?
She has,
From the
however,
reason-
I
stopped
said the last
eating.
thing.
Hang on. Sorry, 2 people talking at once. Morgan, you were talking first. Go.
The one who said the last thing was Callie, for clarification, since your shit isn't popping up right. And Morgan does not stand up. She does something scarier. She just stops fucking eating and turns around and fucking looks. One-eyed, just She manages 2 eyes worth of glare in one eye, but she has stopped eating, which is anomalous in her existence, truth be told. And just stares. Lets Callie do the talking.
Now then, now, Kyler, if you can continue. Sorry.
Okay. Well, as I can see by several interesting reactions, that I can only assume that you are not. If that is the case, then the information that I have been told previously does not comply to you people.
Are you
so
dense?
Then I shall. Huh?
It's a simple question. Are you dense in your speech? Were you hit during your awakening?
No. So during my awakening, apparently I accidentally teleported to a bar or something like that, or some sort of haven, and this guy told me to not mention my name to anybody who is of the Cross or Crusade, which is why my character has yet to introduce himself because of this recent knowledge and the fact that he doesn't know anybody.
Listen,
Okay, is that in character?
You'll know
No,
what they look like when you
obviously
see
that
them.
statement isn't in character, but sorry, continue.
You'll know who they are when you see them. It's fairly obvious. You can be in a group, and everyone else will point them out for you because they won't be near them.
Interesting. Well then, my apologies for earlier. My name is Malthael. Pleasure to meet you.
A name at last!
Malthael?
That is correct.
Just kind of squints.
Matthew, I hope in the coming future you're able to become more educated about the world that is around you.
I do hope so.
It's not in an aggressive way that I mean. But you definitely do step on toes.
I get that a lot. You see, I'm not one for, say, social etiquette, social skills.
No, that
I
is
don't
obvious.
get out much.
He will, no, Trapataka will put down his bow. He will very calmly point at, Kevin, and he will say, "Allow me to teach a lesson. Mr. Grant, may I ask a question?"
By all means. I am within your house under your hospitality.
What would your master do to someone who, quote, lacked social convention and social etiquette in his presence?
Kevin contemplatively kind of touches his chin for a moment. It depends on the day. And whether or not his sister's on the ground. It's always quite violent.
My response, Mr. Is it Mr. Malthael?
Please, you may just call me Malthael.
Oh, yes. My response to this is that some people live and die via social graces. It is a lesson that you would be well behooved to take into account.
Interesting.
He will very calmly look at Callie and he will say, question, Callie speaks Norwegian, doesn't he?
Yep.
He will say, in Norwegian, I don't consider this man under my hospitality any longer.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
In Norwegian.
She'll take a breath and will stare at the newcomer. Hold out your hand.
Interesting. Very well. I'll see where this goes. I'll extend my hand out.
Put it on the table.
Might as well. I'll put it on the table.
Okay. With the dinner knife, she puts that through your hand. Just.
Okay. If you guys actually want to be official, I can do some. I have to step in and be official. I take off my tiger hat and put on my ST hat. Yep. Callie, if you want to make me a dexterity melee check. Kyler, are you actively attempting to move your hand, or are you leaving your hand there?
So is she attempting to stab through my hand?
Stab him through the back of the hand.
Stab through the back of the hand. Interesting. Okay. Sure, I might as well say it. No. Give me a second to think.
Cool, take your time.
Do you want your hand permanently damaged or not?
Yeah, sure. I'll save.
6 successes.
So, do you attempt to remove your hand?
Yes.
Okay, roll me a dexterity athletics check.
All right, give me a second.
Take your time.
I have to pull up my sheet.
Precise comes into play. That's like 3 10s.
Is that dexterity athletics?
Yep.
Okay. And you said you rolled how many successes?
6.
Oh, I'm not going to make that.
Okay. In that case, Callie, roll your damage.
Does specialty precise come into play for this?
Yeah.
So maybe like I'm hitting a hand. Oh Jesus, that's 1, 2.
You might not want it to, honestly.
Yeah, no.
Well, I don't think he has a choice.
No, my total for dexterity and athletics would be 3 in total. So
Oh,
if she
Jesus.
rolled 6 successes, then I'm not going to make 6 regardless.
No, you're
Yeah, but you might remove some of the successes, which will roll over for damage.
Yes.
Okay. Then I might as
In
well
that
do
case,
that.
hang on. Joanna, before you roll.
I'm
Then
waiting.
let me go ahead and roll that then.
Yes, please scrape off some of those.
3D.
Because person probably would apply.
6, 6, and 4.
Where are you rolling?
I don't remember. I thought it was in... Oh, I was in the general chat. My bad.
That's fine. Don't worry about it. Please, in future, roll in the rolls room. Okay, so
I thought it was.
he'll knock off 2 of your successes, dear. So that will still make it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rollover.
Okay. Okay, that's a lot of lethal.
Right to Electric Avenue.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Malfael, you may now roll your armor stamina because you have that.
Okay.
I have a memory.
And how much do I have for that, or what do I do for that?
Roll me 4d10, and anything above a 6 will count as a soak.
Okay.
6 and higher.
6 and higher, yes. Well.
Seven, 6, 6.
Okay, so you soak 3 of it, so that means you take 3 lethal to the hand.
Okay.
Ooh.
She will nail your hand.
If his stamina is below 3, he's going to be stunned.
I don't know what your stamina is off the top of my head, so what's your stamina?
Where do I see that at? Give me a second.
It's one of your attributes. It should be under it's your 3rd physical attribute.
3rd physical attribute. 2.
So yes, you would be stunned for the next round, but I sense that this is just a precautionary tale. So your hand is physically nailed to the table.
Okay. My character adjusts the mask on his face, gives a nice little.
No. I choose to point out. No,
I'm not doing it.
You scream,
I'm
dear.
not doing
There's no way you take 3 lethal to the hand and not like be entirely calm after it. That fucking hurt.
Even with regal bearing.
Yes, that's still fucking. Okay. That's still 3 lethal to your hand.
Okay, I was just making sure that didn't apply to the situation.
Mm-hmm.
Because in lethal bearing it said that nothing phases.
You've literally taken so much damage that you can't even be coherent for a full several seconds after it happens.
Okay, that's fair.
You literally reel.
That's fair. I was just reading off of the thing. My bad.
That's cool. You're still learning.
Waits till he realigns himself. She sits there waiting, holding the knife in her hand. Waits till he looks at her dead in the eye. My old mentor would have done worse. He would have taken the hand for what what you done. Learn the lesson. Don't do it again. And he wrenches the knife out and sits back down and continues eating.
So, off of character, my question is, what did I do?
Callie gets very, very sensitive if anyone ever assumes she is a member of the Canticles of Lamentation.
Of the what?
The group that you asked if people were members of, a lot of us, our characters feel very, very strongly about that group.
Okay.
Like violently, strongly.
Okay.
So basically the character speaking without understanding insulted pretty much everyone at the table.
That's fair.
It's not just that. The way your character introduced himself was very much and from a way of I am superior and I look down on all of you. That's the way he's been presented to himself so far, and mages are huge dickbags.
You also have to realize that he really wasn't insinuating in that, or not. This is like me saying it. You can still go on in character with it, but in the game, he is essentially a person, or he's a hacker really, who's spent 95% of his time just in his studio apartment, and so he doesn't even go outside into public places due to a lot of different things, and so he just kind of like, even if he snickered like that and was like talking with them, like he doesn't think he's superior. He just like doesn't see normal interaction, so he was amused by how
essentially he doesn't have social cues.
Yeah, his social ineptitude is basically paid off that he has gotten stabbed in the hand because he doesn't know how to handle the people he's talking with.
I was going to say, mages tend to be incredibly humoristic individuals, and you have collectively insulted their pride.
Yeah.
Which is kind of the cusp of what a mage is.
Yeah. I was just making sure you guys knew that my character wasn't specifically being a dick.
He's not trying to be, but he is succeeding grandly.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yes, great.
Don't worry, we got you, bro.
Luckily, I'm good at portraying my character.
You are very good at it. You have a hole in your hand. Congratulations.
Thank you. I'll take a regal bearing.
Yes. When Callie does wrench the knife back out of his hand, and for the sake of Sam, who I think missed it, he did successfully get his hand nailed to the table, got a few wise words, took 3 lethal. And Callie has, almost immediately after saying her bit, has pulled the knife back out and sat back down. At which point Morgan will just kind of lift up a hand, set it very briefly on her shoulder, just grounding.
Okay.
Yeah. Rory looks at Morgan. Are you related to Morgan, by the way?
Interesting.
It's an eyebrow quirk.
Oh. Never mind. Right.
There's also a faint smirk.
If it helps, I do believe that both of you would be considered cousins.
Well, that's what I was wondering.
No, that wouldn't be the
Awkward family reunions.
Hi, cuz.
Pardon?
Interesting.
Lottie will kind of wipe her mouth after she spit out the turkey from Callie stabbing him. It's like, pat.
Shame.
My bad.
A shame. This table was Huan Dynasty. I shall have to acquire a replacement.
I mean, it's a nice table. If you don't want the table, I mean, it's really nice.
So, since this was, I can only assume, partially my fault, I could pay for said new table. I'm speaking to obviously the man. I'm speaking obviously to the guy. I forget his name.
Trepataka. Sorry, what were you going to say? What were you going to say, Sam?
I was saying, I was just saying to Dean, just not like offense, just kind of a matter of fact, like, some things can't be bought with money.
Well, I can only assume a new table can.
But you just said it was.
No, I said since no. So he said he was talking about he's going to have to get a new table because of it, and I said since it was pretty much my fault that this table got stabbed, I was going to buy him a new one.
But
or offered to.
The point being this,
gentleman
that it's
said
a lot
from,
more valuable than cash money dollars.
Okay.
because it was from an ancient dynasty.
Yeah,
in
probably.
China. No, this is in character as far as I'm concerned.
Mhm.
He outright just said that.
There was a single sage nod of his head. But he will look at Eliza and he will say, "May I ask you a question, Etherite?"
Oh boy, this should be. Yes, sure, absolutely.
I said that food healed the soul. May I ask why it is your soul is heavy with woe and darkened with wounds?
Oh well, a multitude of reasons, really. I don't mean to spout Olive, and she kind of looks at Lottie. Our problems here on the floor in front of everybody, that would be a substantial damper on the mood.
Yes.
More than upcoming apocalypse?
Something a little closer to heart.
Question: which hand did you stab?
Your left hand.
Whichever one you
Okay,
put
good.
palm down on the table.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair.
He will look at the stream and he will say, "The Yellow River continues to flow through drought and through flood, from summer to winter, spring to autumn. Regardless how the world rages around it, how the typhoon blows, even how man attempts to place its boundaries upon it, the Yellow River continues to flow. Much is the same and can be said of this world. There is no apocalypse. There is no ending. There is merely a change in the flow as the river continues its course."
That's what I was trying to say earlier, but he put it in a much better way.
I'm sorry, I'm not good with philosophical things. Does that mean that all things continue? All things go on?
He will look down at his tea for a moment and he'll say, "Yes. For example, Miss Hoth, have you lost those you love?"
In a way, yeah. Yeah, I have.
They are never truly lost. So it is that they will find their way back to the river. So it is that they will find their way back to the flow. Those who love us are never truly gone. They merely disappear from view. We must simply accept the fact that they will always guide us, teach us, and love us. This is a simple truth. So it is that they are the flow that beats through our heart. We are the flow that beats through the universe. There is no end to the flow. It merely continues along its course. For the record, I should probably point out this guy's resonance. He has a calm, reassuring, almost kind of, I would describe it as a teacher-like or a wise man-like. Someone who actually
call him
knows
a guru, in fact.
Yes, a guru is in fact the correct way of phrasing it.
Or a sifu, as it were.
Indeed. If it helps, Miss Eliza Hoth, I have seen the path that you'll take. It is not yet over.
Kind of squint at him, and then shakes her head and says, thanks for words.
Words are oftentimes a salve for the soul, as food is. And I'm surprised that your friends managed to eat the Zhang Guolu hot pot, but they appear to still be alive. If it helps,
Lottie
that is
eating
higher than
more.
mine. Beg your pardon?
Lottie's continuing to eat from that bowl.
If
What
it
was
helps,
served.
I am legitimately surprised that they are still conscious.
Kevin's just sitting there. He's still fucking eating it. What? What does it matter?
Alas, Morgan is distracted. Her attention is, for the most part, on Callie, but the one free hand she might have been using to eat the soup is idly holding the spearhead she wears as a necklace, just kind of wrapped around it.
I would ask. He'll look at Kali and he'll say in Norwegian, "May I ask why it is you are so angry?"
She'll stare at him because she'll reply in Norwegian, in a big, thick, harsh accent, and will say, because they assume rather than ask, and bask in their own ignorance.
Yes.
I don't tolerate it.
But by that stretch, if every hunter felled every piece of game he could see, then by the end of one winter he would starve at the next. Humanity will always be ignorant. You simply need to accept the ignorance of humanity in order to continue to walk among them. For every ignorant person, there is a person with beauty, a person with wits, a person with intellect, and a person whose smile can indeed change you, if you let them.
I let those who have earned the right to allow me to be changed by them, not the ones that assume, that accuse even when there is witness to the contrary.
I'm gonna like this character later.
We walk our own path. I merely hope that you walk yours to a place where you do find happiness.
She squeezes Morgan's hand under the table, as do I.
What was this guy's name again? Sorry, I'm still getting used to it. I'm not good with names.
Trepataka.
Trepataka, okay.
He is the quintessential wise man.
Say, kind sir, Trepataka was it? Do you have a place where I could wash off? Assuming I have blood running down my hand, arm, and probably mask now that I've touched it with it.
But you have a mask on?
Yes.
What does the mask look like?
I'll put it in chat. My character always has a mask on in public because he doesn't trust people.
Sure, that's not weird in Dublin.
Yeah, that's definitely not weird.
Though people... it's different, a little bit different where I'm from, but...
I'm pretty sure in the continental United States, if you walk down the road in a mask, the police will shoot first and ask questions never.
It is completely illegal to wear a full face covering mask out in public.
Yeah.
You won't...
I'm sorry.
What does the mask look like?
It's in the handout or hangout chat.
I don't see it.
Can you put it in the side chat here?
Where's that at?
If you look to the left of the screen. Oh, are you on your phone?
Yes.
Oh.
Then just
I can't get into the Discord chat. Yeah.
I can put it on Discord general.
There you go.
Cool. I can do that.
Oh, with a mouse like that, definitely he'd be stopped.
Oh yeah. But then again, I usually don't put it on though. When I've discussed this with Adam, I think even Evan beforehand. Since we did discuss the topic of whole illegality and stuff like that of walking around, it's usually whenever I enter like a place of like public area, like not like the streets or anything, but like when I get inside of a building or something like that, that's like kind of like this. But like I said, my character doesn't go out anywhere. What's up?
It would if you literally step into buildings and pull a mask over your face.
Yeah, that people are going to rob.
Okay, but if you heard my previous statement, my character like literally does not. He has not left. Like he doesn't go anywhere besides the fact that he just had this whole crap happen like earlier. That kind of really pulled him out of his apartment. Like he teleported out of his apartment. he kind of like hasn't gone outside in a while, so he never really had to worry about that before.
Okay. Then Lottie will simply say to the mask person, just 1 minute.
Notice I never said anything about facial expressions.
Okay. Well, if he still has the mask on right now, Lottie's just gonna look at him. If want to be a little bit more friendly, maybe not wear a creepy mask indoors. They're kind of, I don't know, super sus and more liable to get you punched in the gut. Or stabbed in the hand, as Callie so eloquently put it.
It's the only way that I've come up with so far to hide what I look like in the public area.
I thought you were just coming from fetish night.
No.
Oh my god, that's 10 points to Rory. Oh my god.
10 points to Gryffindor.
Morgan chokes so hard. Oh my god.
When he says that line, Callie will turn her ruined, scarred face. Are you afraid of what you look like?
Well, since this person who has stabbed me
I will urge you very briefly, for the first time in this conversation, sir, to think very, very hard before you answer. Because next time I will help her.
I got you.
Also, I choose to point out you have interrupted this lady not once but twice. Please, decorum.
Okay. I wasn't gonna say anything bad. Yeah. Since I can only assume I can trust most of you, since I am not dead yet, I shall, as I take off my mask and put it in my robe.
This has proven to be a rather splendid dinner party. I thank you all for your attendance. You will
Thanks for having us.
He was seated.
Thank you for having us.
It's quite interesting.
Can I take some hot pot to go?
Yes.
Eliza, cook needs to know how to make this.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say my character smiles and holds out a hand to the one who stabbed him and says, "Can we start over?"
What do you look like without that mask?
Yeah, my mask is currently inside my...
What do you look like without it?
It's the face of the same person I have on my call who's talking right now.
So he does look like he's come from a fetish club.
Yes. Sure.
No, that's not a joke. Like,
I mean,
hang on. Sam, thank you for existing. Take 5 XP and add it to your character sheet, because I'm amused.
I don't know about quote-unquote fetish. His hair is grown out, and, I mean, shaved on one side. I don't know. I don't know about fetish, but okay.
He's
what's his appearance score?
Pale with dramatic eye makeup and yellow eyes. And
what is his appearance score?
Yellow makeup and what? Eyeshadow?
It's a tinted picture, but seriously though, what is his appearance score, hun?
2.
Okay, so average.
Regular dude.
Yep.
Is there any noticeable scarring or anything like that, or any type of,
His give me a second. His face looks almost like exactly like the one in the picture. So, if you want to take that however you wish, I guess. Yes, that includes the eyes.
The answer to that is no.
The answer to that is simply no. He has no scars. He looks like a normal dude.
Okay, like normal person.
Well,
he's
besides my eyes.
Normal guy.
Oh, besides my eyes.
What's wrong with his eyes?
What is different about his eyes?
They're exactly like... Okay.
We can't see it. It's a teeny tiny picture.
Yeah.
Oh,
Is it like
okay.
a flaw in his sheets? Is it a
Yes.
merit?
Yeah, actually, it's from a thing in a sheet, but his eyes are black around where the white is and red for an iris.
Okie dokie.
Morgan looks amused.
The reason
What
why
did he do for a living before? Sorry, how old does he look actually?
he is the age of 23, so whichever, I guess, however you want to. Yeah, he has fair white skin because he hasn't, left. Like he doesn't really go outside all that much, so he's been in a dark area, so his skin's more fair.
Oh,
Cool.
that's broke.
Were you in university till recently?
Was I in what?
What did you like before you awakened? What did you do?
My character was part.
It's an
Okay.
in-character question.
This is an in-character question.
Oh, normal question?
It is
an
asked to your
in-character question.
character, not to the player.
Yeah. Okay. Previously, before this, I owned, taken from a organization that, I guess you can call it somewhat of a hacktivist group, if that's the more leisurely way of saying it.
Anonymous?
The eyebrow immediately goes up as Trepataka will stand up and say, "Interesting. You refuse to give your name. Hide behind a mask. If I didn't know better, I'd say you're a technocrat."
Huh.
Ooh, wait. He's new. Maybe he doesn't know what they are?
No. He got, not all.
No.
I'm waiting for the reaction of the others to the hilariously. Because if you add up all the pieces together, it looks really bad.
Yes. Well, it is just gonna be like, I don't know. He would normally be sneaky.
There you go.
Wouldn't they be
There you
sneaky?
go. That's
He
the noise.
was. If we're basing it off of the reality of what a technocrat would be in this kind of situation, surrounded by these kind of people, it would be definitely more. He wouldn't have taken off his mask, guaranteed, nor said his name.
Dude, okay.
You don't
In
no
character.
reason not
spawning character.
In character.
Yeah, we are. I'm waiting for people to respond to the statement in character.
Oh my God, Torna.
No, I was referring to. Oh.
Don't worry, dude. Like we understand the logic, but while the scene is live,
in the game,
the reaction should be in character, except to clarify things. Everything should be said as your character, unless someone asks you a question.
Okay, unless I am making a rules call, or you ask me for a ruling, or I am describing something as the ST, all responses should be in character. Okay?
Oh, okay.
Cool.
That's fair.
So I don't. I would think they would send someone more likable. I'm sure we'll like you once we get to know you. But like setting spies really shouldn't set themselves apart and then irritate people immediately.
Slow standing, looking at Kevin, like looking at him.
Kevin will look back. Then slowly, you just watch Kevin's vision, like an expert camera, pan over the entire scene, just drinking it all in. Before it finally settles on Trepataka, with just this glint of, how could you do this to me, man?
After everything we've been through.
If it helps, that's okay, dude. I'm just gonna sit over here with the fact we sacked the original Shaolin Temple, reading my newspaper.
Like, how could this happen to me? And
this is about where Morgan accepts she's not getting any more soup.
Then look at this.
My character.
Why are there now two Elises?
I don't know.
forth between Turner and Bob. Guys, oh my god, okay,
and then look back at the others. Who wants to watch him?
The finger goes right back to the end of her nose.
My character, with a blank expression on his face, kind of pans around and goes, "What is a technocrat?"
Not it. I've been dealing with enough of these motherfuckers these days.
Nope, not it.
Nope.
Oh, I'm happy to explain that. Listen, I'll explain us all to you.
Oh my god, Rory.
Callie, for the love of all that's holy, say not it.
You know how conspiracy theorists, talk about the the one world government and the black helicopters and the reprogramming in the 1984 and all that? So it turns out they were right. Except they're magical scientists at the top who exist in another dimension. But they have men in black everywhere, and they can use all technology everywhere to watch you, and they already know that you're different. And if you've ever used a credit card, debit card, paid a bill, or thing, they know everything about you and where you were born and when you went to school, and they have probably psychological profiles of you. And there's reams of paper with boring stuff written by people with lots of little letters after their names. So, it's all fancy. Also, they have armies of cyborgs. And they teleport to things. But don't call what they do magic, because it's not magic. It's like science with a capital S and lots of exclamation points. Incidentally, some of the groups we hang out with also have that. It's not magic, it's science. But
I feel called out.
But that's because they left the technocrats because the technocrats were fascist or communist or kind of both. They actually kind of pioneered both. It was their stuff with experimental governments. So, and they're trying to, the technocrats are trying to wipe out competing ideologies, which, to be fair, they had good deal of success, but, they haven't wiped out everything yet. So a lot of us are often pretty paranoid about infiltrators, because they do try to kill us from time to time. There was a Nazi director.
A lot of time.
Yeah, they try to kill us a lot of time. But we like to flatter ourselves that they spend a lot of time thinking about us, and they do spend some time, but they also spend time doing with other things and having mwahaha moments with grand schemes of world and interdimensional domination and stuff. And they breed super raptors that fly.
Okay, and I choose to point out, guys, right, for posterity, you can now blame fucking Rory for the super raptors that fly when they come after you.
Yeah. So I'm guessing you're pretty new to this. So basically, hiding your face is already useless because they already know who you are. And they're watching everything you do. The memes about ceiling cat is watching you masturbate. They've already got video.
My head.
If you had any technological devices in the room, they already have video. So,
my head nod and question to everything you've said so far, including the last one.
Yeah. So we are part of La Resistance, such as it is. There's other La Resistance groups too, or they're not groups. They're special because they're not a group, and they're more of a loose coalition. I don't really know. Politics go over my head most of the time, but people hang out with people who are like them, and think similarly. So you have groups that like nature and have nature magic and blood magic and stuff, and my group again. I emphasize I'm a very bad example. I kind of failed out of the classes, but I was good at the magic part, so they just gave me a gentleman's D and told me to move along and never tell anyone I learned from them.
Oh, Jesus.
But they do the Harry Potter wizarding, with the abracadabra. And then there are two, there's another hacktivist group. And they're like the virtual adepts. They basically want to live in a giant virtual reality, which is pretty cool. One of them is around is actually he's really cool. He collects like Digimon, except they're real, and they fight for him.
Oh no!
So yeah, he might be a good person to teach you.
No, Rory. He died.
When Raid's dead.
What? When did Ray die?
A while ago. You've been fucking gone for a while.
Do you remember the I'm sorry. Our host has already called this party to an end. This might not be the place to explain this.
Okay. Someone needs to fill me in, because I've been out of it for about a month and a half.
Well, come with us, and I'll fill you in on the way.
I appreciate that.
Are you taking him home? Or tell me to are you taking him home?
Dean, there's other groups. But you really should get a hold of one sooner rather than later and kind of join up, because otherwise pretty much anyone can do what they want to you without
oh my god.
Consequence.
Safety numbers. There you go.
Safety. That's the phrase. It always just gives me thanks. She's smarter than me. Most people are.
Jesus Christ.
However,
Harris's left fucking tit.
However, if you wish to stay an orphan, then that defaults to a member of the Disparate Alliance, which means you should make an appointment to see Mr. Gravedigger.
Yeah.
Or Gravedigger is a particular person.
Gravedigger's fucking awesome. What are you talking about?
Particular person.
I think I'll take you up on this offer later.
Like, he's a superpower. Yeah, he's like gothy, but he's like super powerful, and he like deals with spirits.
He's particular. Let's just leave it at that.
Are those the things that I saw earlier?
I have no idea what you saw earlier.
I feel like this is the time. This is the magical time. Morgan's like, you know what? Look at my wrist. It's time to go. And just she's gonna like start to get up and see if she can take Kelly by the hand. And it's like before this even devolves into spirits. Sweet Jesus, we need to be not here. Kelly's gonna come over the table. Tragedies are gonna take place. I'm gonna come over the table behind her. Like,
come, Lottie. It's time for us to head out as well.
Yes, so we have that thing we need to do in roof.
Things that go bump in the night are all real.
Before they head out,
take my number.
Hang on.
Before they head out, can Eliza's going to try and catch up with Morgan and Callie.
Callie's lifted away as she doomstares everybody. As Morgan literally lifts her up like a stone wall, carrying her away.
Morgan will totally bridal carry your ass. Don't tempt me.
Yeah.
Before they leave, Lottie's gonna give the new guy her number. Be like, here.
I can probably give you a more coherent idea of what's going on than I've just done, but I think I've given you the basis. Your expected lifespan, by the way, from this point, having now become magical, is probably measured in months, but it could be years, and some people last centuries.
Rory!
I very well appreciate this sentiment.
Why?
And I will take all of your advice into hand. I'm sorry if this may have gotten out of hand.
Tripitaka, thank you for your...
Tripitaka will stand at this point.
Thank you.
He will bow to each person as they leave.
Morgan will actually make an effort to reciprocate.
Rory actually bows properly. He knows how.
Kevin's in that house, and that house
Bow
features
and wave.
Thank you very much for your hospitality, sir.
It is a pleasure.
Your gardens are absolutely beautiful. They were really calming. They really helped.
May all your apple blossoms bloom nicely.
Perhaps I should plant an apple tree.
Yes, they're wonderful.
But yes, Eliza, if you want to catch up, just so you can round out the scene by saying something of actual consequence for everything.
Okay, cool. No, Eliza's gonna try and catch up with Morgan and Carly and say, I'm sorry to interrupt you while you're leaving. I was wondering if I could catch you both in a moment whenever you're both free.
May I ask
Sure.
why?
I want to learn. I want to study some things, and I think you two would be the best teachers for this particular subject.
We'll shoot a side glance to Callie. Bookshop? Or somewhere else?
The bookshop will do, because they've asked nicely and with respect.
Awesome. Where could I find this bookshop?
She'll reach into her bag and hand over a business card, essentially.
So wait,
Like
why is it that when you go to dinner, you do not even leave an offering for the mighty Fenrir?
Tell me Fenrir has not been there literally foaming at the mouth this entire
Yes,
time.
he has.
God damn
Oh my
it.
God,
Where's
yeah.
Kelmore?
Kelmore is at home
feathery
enjoying a
douchebag.
scotch and eating some tripe. He's pretty happy.
Okay, good.
She pauses, realizing what she's done. We will get mighty Fenrir ice cream on the way home.
Wait, I have
This
a
is
question.
acceptable, or else mighty Fenrir will have to use your bed as a scratching post.
I have a question. Did Chipitaka give Lottie some of the hot pot?
Yes.
Yes, Lottie will come with the hot pot. Look in the bag. Steps away. Do I have to share?
That hot pot would have killed the tiny, diminutive, yet mighty Fenrir.
Hey, the Fenrir can try.
Flower?
He's got to ask, though.
That's awesome.
He got to ask, though. Does he want? I can...
I have been promised ice cream. The mighty Fenrir is pleased with this.
Oh my
He will hand over the card to Eliza. Turn to Lottie. Triple chocolate fudge is his favorite.
Ooh, ice cream. Are we
In the
getting
event you are being taught anything, the mighty Fenrir requires tributes in the form of ice cream. Hail the mighty Fenrir!
We will definitely get him some on the way home. I got this.
Sorry, out of character, who is the one who said to Rory they'll fill him in?
Eliza did. Eliza and Lottie did.
Mhm.
Yeah, Rory kind of waves to Dean, just scoops up to the rest.
All right,
Yeah.
with that in mind, we'll bring us to a close. Thank you, players, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching. There's been another scene in Darkness in Dublin where the mighty Fenrir demands it!